Hello, welcome to all. Myself Deepak, going to be the facilitator for you today, and we'll be discussing on a topic called constructive feedback. Teachers dealing the any classes or the any age group could be part of this session, which may help you to give like how the feedback has to be given to the kids. Hope you all are excited for the session. So we are beginning now. The agenda for the session would be like we will be starting with an activity called gift to self, and we will be discussing on what is constructive feedback with some examples, and I'll be sharing some of the characteristics of constructive feedback, and we'll be sharing some tips. Finally, we will be ending our session with Q&A. So here, before starting the activity, I want to say like whatever the answers you're going to put down is for yourself. Hope you all have a piece of paper and pen. The answers should be in one word. You're writing for yourself. It's not necessary to share to anyone. So the first question is, what is the one good thing you like about yourself? I guess you have many good things about yourself. I just want to note down one good thing for yourself. And who is the one person helped you last time to learn and how? So the help may be like giving a book, giving a feedback, giving a suggestion, showing a video. It could be like any kind of thing. I just want you pen down that. And what is the one specific thing you would like to improve for yourself? Hope you all have did that right. Next, so we will be starting with what is constructive feedback. So here, constructive feedback is the type of feedback aimed at achieving a positive learning outcome by providing students with specified comments, advice or suggestions. So like I'll be sharing an example with you here. Like most of the times we have a tendency of saying feedback like you're always late to the class, but the constructive feedback is suggesting us to be bit specific, and whenever you give like a feedback, it should help the receiver to reflect is one thing, and the other thing is like it should help the other person to take an action and improve himself in the next coming days. And here, the right way of giving constructive feedback is, Priyank, I noticed you were late to math class couple of times last week. When you come late, you are unable to learn the algebra concepts in the last week, which was a great learning loss. I think it would be best if you could adjust your timing to your class, so together we could learn more effectively. What do you think? See the differences here. How beautifully and how specifically the constructive feedback is meant to. So here the three things have to be keep in mind. So if we give like you're always late to the class, it's not great kind of a feedback. So with this feedback, what we are making the receiver or the learner to think upon? So we haven't made him to realize what he is losing, or else we doesn't made him to think how he has to improve, and we haven't been specified to him, so we won't see the behavioral shift or the mindset shift with this general feedback. That is how we encourage the teachers or the mentors to give the constructive feedback. See here, we have noted down our observations couple of times last week, which helped him to think once or twice whenever we have given advice or feedback to him. And we also shared if he comes late what he is going to lose. That will help him to trigger him why he should be regular and should attend the class on a timely basis. If not, what he is going to lose. And finally, it's like what will happen if he comes regularly on time to the class. So this also will help him to think, reflect and brings the behavioral shift in his mindset. And we are not ending one way feedback. We are asking what do you think? We are very concerned about his views as well. So this is how the constructive feedback has to be given. Here the characteristics are like feedback improves learning. So what will the constructive feedback helps? It helps him to improve learning. So like in the past case, we made him to improve his version of learning algebra by attending to the class on time, and feedback should be given the timely basis. For example, if Priya comes to you with a painting, and it's not like you should encourage her in that moment itself, it's not like you should postpone. For example, if you want to give a constructive feedback to that Priya on that particular painting, it could be like, hey Priya, the painting was amazing with the color combinations, and your painting was relevant to the theme which was given, but I think it would be good, or like I just want you to think how it will be if you use light green color to this grass at the bottom. So that kind of feedback should be given on that in that particular time frame itself. Otherwise, if you give like feedback after 1 or 2 months, it's not going to help her. Feedback should be clear and focus on improvement strategies. Your feedback should help the learner to improve or use the kind of different strategies using kind of color combination, like the example light green color or thick green color kind of thing. And feedback should encourage reflection. It should encourage the reflection of an individual. Like in the past case, we have said that if he comes late to the class, what he is going to lose, so that he will be start reflecting what he will be losing if he comes late to the class. These are some of the characteristics of constructive feedback. And next, here are some of the tips which I have presented here. Like positive feedback encouragement is one of the tip which you have to give. Making feedback more personalized and consistent. The feedback should be like personalized, individual based, and it should be like consistent. Offering guidance, advice, tips and alternatives. So these are some of the tips which I'll be explaining you in detail in the next slide. So here, positive feedback to increase learner motivation. So the constructive feedback will help the learner to be like cherish. So who will not fall for praisings? So that is the reason we want the kid or the learner to receive the feedback, positive feedback from the instructors or the mentors. Acknowledging them gives them enormous psychological boost. Mentally they will get like lot of boost to work much in the next things. And being clear and specific, so it should be like, I like colored combinations and the relevance of the theme of your painting, rather saying I like your painting. So whenever you give feedback from the next time, you be clear and specific. The next tip is making feedback more personalized. So you should give feedback on case to case basis rather giving to the whole class. Okay, one kind of feedback giving to the whole class is fine, but we also want to give the individual personalized feedback which helps the kid to be specific and improve his version of learning. And here comes the next slide. It's not only giving feedback. I just want to end this session with this note: receiving feedback also matters a lot. Teachers should not just be the ones that giving feedback. It is important to also receive feedback from their students. It's like not only helping the kids to reflect, it's like taking feedback from them will help us to reflect our actions as well. So that's the reason I just want to say it, receiving feedback also matters most, and you also should take feedback at consistent intervals from your learners to make yourself improve and also make your kids or the learners to improve. And finally, I just want to ask, do you have any questions? Yes, hope you all are very clear with the concept called constructive feedback. I just want to take you all the actions, and whenever you're giving the feedback, you just be specific and the contextual with proper observation, and it should help your kid to reflect and improve. Thank you. Good day.